lot of the questions I get are, is this right? Does this help? Is this helping my health? How can I use this to better improve my outcomes?
So do you wear an Apple Watch, an Oura Ring, a Fitbit, or something else like that? Well, there's been a pretty big jump in the number of people wearing smart tech devices that measure certain things like our heart rate or sleep quality. One study points to a 36% increase since 2020 in people owning a device like that. And more than 41% of Americans have one. So here's the question. Is the information you're getting from that device accurate? And how can the myriad of information from a device actually benefit you? So I spoke with Dr. Sauce Boyjana with the Permanente Medical Group about this. First, I wanted to know about sleep and whether we can trust the stats that the devices are giving us.
They're accurate in so much as they look at some of the data around your sleep and measuring the different sleep stages. But as far as validating them as a medical device and a medical tool, we're not there yet with those.
All right, so with a watch or a ring that's giving you a sleep score, Dr. Boyjana says, that's an interesting metric you can track, but it's nothing that he would be able to use to help you improve your sleep or your health. And that's because these device manufacturers, they use a proprietary software to spit out those sleep score numbers, and without knowing what goes into it, it can't really be translated, he says, into a useful health metric. Now, he says the most important thing is to look at trends in your numbers. So, for instance, if you had a low sleep score one night, well, think about what may have caused it. Is your watch showing you a few days of an elevated heart rate or changes in your breathing patterns? Now, these are things that you can share with your doctor to see if together you can find some sort of answer. So he says that they are working eventually. The technology is getting to a point where, your Apple Watch or whatever can actually transmit health data directly to your doctor. But right now, they don't really have a way of doing that because it's just so much data that's being pumped out that they don't have a way of being able to integrate it and take it on. I also talked to him briefly about deciding what is the best sort of device for each of us, and how do you cut through like all the marketing stuff when it comes to that. He said, well, you just got to do a whole lot of research. You got to, anything that's overhyped, it's like maybe you just go the other way, with that. But I mean, all these devices are great tools for sure.
Well, Eileen, it looks like you and I have the smartwatches. I don't wear mine to sleep, so I don't know how my sleeping is recorded, but I do wear it to exercise, and I often question whether that's accurate. What about you, Eileen?
I use it. I like to track, walking and running, heart rate, but sleep. I do use it for sleep. And if nothing else, I think to your point, what you had mentioned, the trends, it is really helpful. So, hey, the more data, the better.